channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy, sometimes Mouse. I talk about books and book-related things, and if I keep looking away from the camera, it's because I have a new kitten. I am rereading the Seanan McGuire Up and Under series, the Edward Baker Up and Under series, whatever, and the Alchemical Journeys this week. I'm not going to call it a 24-hour challenge because it is in no way going to be that. However, based on my math, I should be able to read all of it in 19 hours. But my math isn't to be trusted. So my plan today, 23 hours. I should be able to read all of it in 23 hours. How I want to structure this video is I'm going to read and then tell you guys about where I'm at with the book, and then tell you my current time. Like, I'll have a time stamp somewhere for like total reading time, and then a timestamp for like reading time for the book that I'm currently on. I might not verbally say it, but editing me is going to put it somewhere up above me. We are starting this with Over the Woodward Wall by Edward Baker. This is the first book in the Up and Under series. I have reread it. I have read it a few times. The way that I mark things has definitely changed, and I have a reread counter even up at the top. I don't know if you can see this. Up at the top. And then, yes. So this book is only about 204 pages long. I have paper in here. Oh, I guess Art got me this. That's so nice. Thank you, Art. We have some stickers in here. We have more stickers. I mean, this was definitely from my thermal printer and needs to be thrown away because it's old. So yeah, cool. I'm gonna stick this back in here. This is from my old doctor's office that I'm not going to anymore. So the plan is today to finish, start and finish Over the Woodward Wall. Let me read you what it's about. Avery is an exceptional child. Everything he does is precise, from the way he washes his face in the morning to the way he completes his homework without complaint, without fuss, without prompt. Zib is also an exceptional child, because all children are in their own way. But where everything Avery does and is can be measured, nothing Zib does can possibly be predicted, except for the fact that she can always be relied on to be unpredictable. They live on the same street. They live in different worlds. On an unplanned detour from home to school one morning, Avery and Zib find themselves climbing over a stone wall in the Up and Under, an impossible land filled with mystery, adventure, and the strangest creatures, and they must find themselves and each other if they are also to find their way out and back into their own lives. Yeah, so plan is to finish this today. Start and finish this today. Maybe start middle game if I start and finish this today. But to be determined. I'm going to do a little bit of setup for my actual like personal day, and then I'm going to start reading. So I will check back in later. Round one is complete. I am 60 pages in to this 204-page book, so about 30-ish% in. It's still as clever and silly as the first time I read it, first or second time, I don't know. I'm still really enjoying it. It's definitely a middle grade book. Something that I'm really excited about with these books is like to have my kids, if my kids decide to be readers, have them read the Up and Under series, and then when they get older be like, hee hee, it was a spin-off for a different book series. So yeah, I'm on chapter 5 now, and I'm enjoying it. Not too much to chime in on, but that first session took me about 18 minutes. What was it? Yeah. 18 minutes to get 60 pages in. Does this tell me how long it thinks it'll take me? Yeah, it thinks it'll take me about an hour to finish the rest of the book. So we will see. I'm going to read a little bit more while I wait for this to try and export my editing. We'll see if it can do it. But I'm going to read a little bit more before my work day starts. I've got like 10 minutes before my work day starts, so I'm gonna do that and hopefully stay uninterrupted enough to just get, I'd like to get at least 50% in, so we'll see if I have the time to do that. So I will check back in later. In a shocking twist, it's 9:30 in the morning and I finished the book. See, here's the thing, it's a middle grade book, and see, I didn't account for that when I was thinking about like how long it would take me to read it. The font is big, so there's that. I do need to transfer the quotes to my field notes, which will eventually turn into no cards, but for now into my field notes. But anywho, I 4-star read, which is what I had originally given it. This is a really fun book. It's super fun. It has some interesting social commentary that is digestible for kids, and I really enjoy it. I also really like the imagery that's being referenced when you think of Middle Game, which is what I'm about to start. Middle Game being the adult book. And I will not be finishing today. Quite a difference there. I enjoyed it though. I had a lot of fun reading it. I kind of forgot the plot of like the queen, one of the queens being missing, and Avery and Zib. Like I couldn't remember why they didn't get to immediately go home. Now I remember why. And I am interested to see how The Impossible Road and also all of this ties into Tidal Creatures, which is the third book in the Alchemical Journeys, because I understand how it ties into Middle Game. I understand how it ties into Seasonal Fears, so it'll be neat to see how it ties into Alchemical Journeys. I have other things I need to do before I start Middle Game, so I may not start Middle Game until this afternoon. I'm saying that now, but we'll see what happens. And Middle Game, I'm going to alternate between audiobook and physical book just because it is such a large book, and I want to be sure to be able to listen to it and read it like while I'm doing work things, because I don't know how to function in silence. So yeah, I'll be alternating between the two. My estimation for Middle Game is that it'll take me about 5 hours to read, which isn't too far off of how long the audiobook is. The audiobook is 17 hours and 30 minutes. And if I listened to that on 3 times speed, that is like 5 hours and 40 minutes, give or take. 50 minutes, so almost 6 hours. But it's a close mix. However, this I finished in like 48 minutes or something, 54 minutes. Let's see, it should tell me. 52 minutes. And I had planned for 2 hours. So, good start. Alright, okay, ready, set, break. Okay, so I got some reading done of Middle Game. I didn't tell you guys a summary of Middle Game because I've read it 5 times and I was like, I'm sure you've heard me talk about Middle Game at this point at least a bajillion times. But I know some people like to hear. Anyway, here we go. Meet Roger. Skilled with words, languages come easily to him. He instinctively understands how the world works through the power of story. Meet Dodger, his twin. Numbers are her world, her obsession, her everything. All she understands, she does so through the power of math. Couldn't be me besties with dyscalculia. Roger and Dodger aren't exactly human, though they don't realize it yet. They aren't exactly gods either. Not entirely. Not yet. Meet Reed, skilled in the alchemical arts like his progenitor before him. Reed created Dodger and her brother. He's not their father, not quite, but he has a plan to raise the twins to the highest power, to ascend with them and claim their authority as his own. Godhood is attainable. Pray it isn't attained. Okay, summary. No speak me. I am 175 pages into this. I have been reading for a total of 52 minutes, so we're a little bit ahead of what I would expect. That's about 33% in. We're a little bit ahead of what I would have expected for this, for how, I'm covered in paint, for how many pages I've read. To be fair, I am like not reading the up and under pages because I just read that book. I literally just read it like just now. So there are, so like at the end of some of the chapters, so this is a good chapter, they'll have excerpts from the, I hate that word, from Over the Woodward Wall. But again, I just read that book today, a few hours ago. I want to try and get 50% into this today. Work is slowing down a little bit, so I think that I might be able to. I'm going to switch to audiobook because I have to fold clothes, but that's where I'm at on this right now. I'll check back in later. Oh, I didn't even tell you what I was thinking about this book, did I? No, I didn't, because I'm the worst. I love this book. This is the 5th time I've read it. 5th or 6th. This says 5, but Goodreads says 6th. So I don't know. But Goodreads had a period of time where it would just like double log a lot of my books, and I don't know if that's what happened or what, but... And I cleaned most of those out, but some of them it's still double logged, so love that. I'm enjoying this a lot. I love Roger and Dodger so intensely. If you have never read this book, huge, massive trigger warning for a suicide attempt in it. That does happen. Dodger to Dodger, which is not, she doesn't die, because I'm still reading the fucking book. But I still want to give that huge trigger warning because it depicts self-harm and suicide in a way that feels so fucking tangible to me, real to me, of just being like tired and exhausted. I've been there, and that's hard, and the way that Seanan depicts that in this book is incredibly, I get emotional just talking about it, is incredibly realistic. And I'm thankful that Seanan included that in this book. And also the way that the aftermath and the way that it affects some things. And it comes up later in the book, if I remember correctly. Not like directly, but like people see the scars and that kind of thing. I don't know. But we just got through that chapter. I just finished that chapter. So now they are going off to college. This book starts 100 years before they even exist, but it starts right when they're like 7-ish, maybe 9, something like that. And I'm about to start where they are in college. So I think, yeah, I'm about to start where they're in college. I think their college years is probably like my favorite. It's so like their college years and then the very, very, very early parts of them being kids is my favorite because kids are so fucking funny. And Seanan really encapsulates that humor that kids have. Like Seanan writes kids in a really good way. Like it feels like Seanan is someone who interacts with children regularly, and I don't have any like proof of that or anything, but it just feels like Seanan has had many a conversation with a child and taken them dead serious, which I've done too. And you just get the craziest conversations with kids. And then the college years is really interesting because it's closer to my own age group. Not quite, because we're getting to be in our 30s. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna keep reading, like I said. I'm not gonna fold my clothes because I don't want to. I'm gonna keep reading, and I will check back in later. Bye. Okay, so I did get, I know, weird angle. I did get a decent amount of the way through middle game yesterday through work, so I'm about 50%. We're gonna sit in my lap about it. Okay, I did get about 50% into it, which is what I wanted. I'm calling the police. So I'm 299 pages in. It is the 4th of July, so I have the day off. So I will be reading for a little bit. I do have to go to a family thing, so I don't know how much time I'm going to be reading, but I will be reading some. I would love to finish this book today, but I just don't think that I'm gonna swing that. I have to leave here by 11 and it is currently 8:44. So, and I have other things that I need to do, like eat. The kitten just discovered there's a mirror and is trying to attack the cat that is inside the mirror, which would be himself, his own reflection. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna start reading. And we're gonna see how far I can get, given the time constraints. Hello, welcome back to the weird angle. Slightly less weird now. I lowered you guys a little bit. I think that that's better. I don't know why I look so fucking pale though. I got 100 pages in. I'm gonna put the times here because I don't know how long I've been reading. I don't know what day it is. I haven't looked up in 10 years and I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I have about 128 pages left. I got about another 100 pages in like 30 minutes. So I have about another hour before I need to start like really getting ready. So I think I'm gonna read for about either another hour or until I finish this book, whichever one happens first. I'm really enjoying it. Again, like I said, this is like the 5th time I've read it, so I know what happens. Nothing that's happening here is like a surprise to me. But I'm enjoying it still, nonetheless, still enjoying it. I would sell my soul to Roger and Dodger, and they basically ascend to godhood, so I could, in theory. Oh Lord, the kitten is making his way downtown, walking fast. Faces past. Nope, just kidding. He's just doing something else. Is he? He's drinking water out of the bottom of a planter. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it a lot. Like I said, about 75% in now. She's long. It's also really fun to see the things that I highlighted in the past. As I am reading this though, I'm like, I don't want to wait to read Tidal Creatures. I want to read it now! Because I am enjoying this book so much. I want to just throw everything away and enjoy a new story, experience something new, and have fun with it, but I will respect my own process, and I understand why I reread things, because there are things I have probably forgotten. And like, even in reading this, and I'm like, oh, no, I remember all of this. I wouldn't actually be able to remember all of this. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm gonna try and finish it now, actually, which would be a surprise. It also means I can take the 2 Up and Under books with me to the family thing I'm going to, just stick them in my bag, because it is a bit of a car ride, and if my family doesn't want to talk to me, which is rare, or they don't want to listen to music, also rare, I can read the books. I think I might see if the library has the audiobooks also, because if they do, then the library hates having Seanan McGuire audiobooks though. I don't know what the fuck Audible, that's more about October Day and the Encrypted series, but they never have those books. It's very annoying. But I'm gonna see if they have them. I know Everand does. One of them is bound to have them, and then I might like download them to my phone. So that I have them just in case reading with my eyes makes me a little nauseous. Sometimes that happens. But yeah, also I'm unmedicated in case you can't tell. We're not taking our ADHD medication until we leave, so that it lasts us the whole family event. All right, I'm gonna get reading. This update was like so sporadic. I'm so sorry. It's done. It took me a total of 2 hours and 39 minutes and 42 seconds. I'll put important times here. Thank you to editing me for doing math. Yeah, it's a 5-star read, incredible. I love it. The ending was amazing. The line "and they both lived," If you haven't read the book, then that means nothing to you, but it means everything to me personally. I even have it written. It's the very last quote I wrote here. This is, if you don't know, a bunch of quotes throughout the book, which is fun. It's a lot of fun. I thought I would fill up this side too, and then I just didn't, but it's still a lot of fun. All of my copies of the books that I've read have this going on, all of this, like this with the highlighting, etc. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. 5-star read. I definitely read it faster than expected. The total time I had planned was 5 hours, and I read it in about half that time. So we are ahead. We are very much ahead of the reading schedule. Next up on the list is Along the Saltway Sea, and then after that is Into the Wind Tracked Wilds. Wilds. I did find both of those on Libby, so I downloaded them because, like I said, if I need to read them. But I won't be updating while I'm in the car and stuff, obviously, because I will be with my parents. And I feel weird about filming in front of people, so... I'm gonna bring you guys, like, the camera, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that's my update. I enjoyed the book. It was good. I knew it would be good. This is the 5th time I've read it, so I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but it's just because I don't want anybody to be like, you didn't tell us why you liked the book. I liked it because it's good. Hope this helps. No. The story is better every single time I read it because I find more connections every single time, and that's a lot of fun. And it's just, there are likable characters, the plot line is interesting, it moves at a quick pace despite being so long, and I love Seanan McGuire's writing. I think Seanan does an incredible job of not just writing well, but not leaving holes in the plot. Even things that I, while reading, I'm like, how does this get resolved? I don't remember. It gets resolved. And so I do love that. There are references to things that I know are going to come up in future books, which I did not understand the first times I read this book, so that's kind of fun too. And those are the things that I love about it. I'm going to go. I have, what time is it? About 30 more minutes that I could continue to read, and I might go get the other book and continue to read, but I also might edit. I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. Good morning! It is day 3 of 7 books in 7 days. Jesus Christ, my cats are playing. I did not update yesterday after I got back. I should have, but I didn't. So I am up to chapter 9 of Along the Saltway Sea. That is 151 pages in, which means I have about 50 pages left. I should be able to finish it in about 10-15 minutes. My plan today is to then finish Into the Wind Tracked Wilds. And what's interesting is I don't know. This has no, I haven't highlighted it. I didn't, nothing. So that's weird. I know I read it. I think I read it. Maybe I didn't read it. I'm pretty sure I read it. But maybe I didn't. But I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, we'll find out. Because I don't remember what happened. So maybe I didn't read it. Or, alternatively, I read it during the period of last year where I don't have a lot of memory because of trauma. And that is our most likely case. So, moving on. Anyway, that was dark. Yeah, Along the Saltway Sea, you guessed it, it's sea themed. They are on a pirate ship. And there is a weird lady who's trapped in a weird building. Also, Zib is obsessed with large, scary women, and I can relate. So, today at work is going to be super quiet. I don't even think I have meetings today. So, I should actually be able to finish Along the Saltway Sea, and then I'm going to finish Into the Wind Tracked Wilds today. That is the plan. I also would like to get, which would then put me 4 books in 3 days. So, what does that make me? A witch. Just kidding. I also think I'm going to, did I say start Seasonal Fears? I'm going to start Seasonal Fears, but I need to transfer quotes to here. I realized that this one and this one both don't have words written on them, and this one hasn't been marked up at all, so I'm going to fix that when I read it, but this one's very much been marked up, so at least there's that. But I want to write the quotes on it because I didn't do that, and I think that it looks cool when I do that. But I also want to write them all down in my field notes so that I can confirm they are, like, pick which ones out that I want to write on the cover of the book. So yeah, that's currently my plan. We will see, right, if that's what happens. That is the plan for the day. I don't have like a ton of chores or anything for today, so I should be able to do all of that. I'm enjoying this reread a lot. I'm having a lot of fun. I was still trying to convince my parents to read it yesterday. I've tried to convince them a million times, and they're just like, no. What if we didn't though? And I'm like, but what if you did though? Alternatively. But yeah, that's where we're at. I think that's it. Hopefully Editing Me will put times and stuff for where we're at over here. Sorry to Editing Me for having to do math, but you're the one who wants to do these videos, so I guess that's really on you. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys later. Check back in later after I've read some more. Ow. Bye. Okay, so I have officially finished the first 3 of the Up and Under books. I went ahead and finished Into the Wind-Tracked Wilds and Along the Salt YC, so I have finished both of those. That was the goal for the day, so that's great. I think I'm going to start Seasonal Fears in a little bit, maybe after lunch, just because I've got some other stuff that I want to do before then. And this kitten, I'm so sorry, y'all. Some chores and that kind of thing. I didn't enjoy Into the Wind-Tracked Wilds as much as Along the Salt YC. I think of the 3 of these, Along the Salt YC is probably my favorite, and then Into the Wind-Tracked, and then Over the Woodward Wall, and then Into the Wind-Tracked Wilds. Into the Wind-Tracked Wilds feels like a stepping stone into the next book, which makes sense. It's just unusual for a shonen book, but it does not change that I enjoyed it. I did quite a bit, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as the other 2 that I've read. So I don't know what our current time is. Editing Me will put it here probably, hopefully, and that's where we're at. So that'll be, I've finished, how many books? 4 books, 3 days. I'm going to start Seasonal Fears. I'd like to get 50% into Seasonal Fears and then finish it over the weekend if possible, if not sooner. I'd like to, actually, I'm going to finish it over the weekend, and then I'm going to finish Under the Smoke-Strewn Sky, which once we get to Under Smoke-Strewn Sky, that's when I officially reach books I haven't read yet, so that's very exciting. So as soon as I'm done with Seasonal Fears, I will be reading books in this series that I haven't read yet, so that's exciting for me. But I am going to go, and I will talk to you guys once I start Seasonal Fears, read some more of that, etc. Alright, ready, set, break. Lighting bad. Hold on. Better. I think this is gonna be my last update today because I'm getting a migraine. Love that. But I got 204 pages into Seasonal Fears. 204? I don't know. Something like that. Editing Me help. And I think I'm gonna be done. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna read any more today, because of whatever's happening here. I took meds, I'm hoping it helps. If it does, then I might read some more tonight, but very unlikely. So yeah, we'll check in when I read some more. Kitten, he yells. Okay, bye. Hi, quick update. So I didn't read very much over the weekend, and in fact, I think I only read about like 67 pages. 2 chapters. I read 2 chapters. Really solid on my part. The reason is that I didn't feel like reading, and I think that that's fair. But the plan is to finish Seasonal Fears today and to start and finish, ideally, Under Smokescreen Sky. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I'd like to. I don't have a lot of meetings today, so I should be able to get that done, but we will see. I am enjoying Seasonal Fears. I don't think read... Hold. Sorry, the kitten knocked over stuff. Anyway, I don't think I read you guys what Seasonal Fears is about. It's about the season incarnates. Melanie has a destiny, though it isn't the one everyone assumes it to be. She's delicate, she's fragile, she's dying. Now, truly, is the winter of her soul. Harry doesn't want to believe in destiny because that means accepting the loss of the one person who gives his life meaning, who brings summer to his world. So, when a new road is laid out in front of them, a road that will lead them through untold dangers toward a possible lifetime together, walking down it seems to be the only option. But others are following behind with violence in their hearts. It looks like destiny has a plan for them. And I know I didn't read the little summaries for the other Up and Under books. My bad. Sorry, y'all. It's good though. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the reread. I'm officially 50% in, so I think finishing it won't be too difficult. So I am going to read a little bit of that and then get set up for the day. Like, I'm going to read with my eyes, and then I'm going to switch over to audiobook while I get set up for the day because I am working. So yeah, here we are. But I will talk to you guys later. I'll check in later. Editing me probably put the time somewhere, and she's a baby angel for that, so we love that. All right, I'm going. Bye. Super quick update. I am 348 pages in. There's this... So, Melanie has a heart condition, and I have a heart condition. And the way that Melanie and Harry interact with each other, because Harry has been her, like, caretaker, essentially, this whole time, but also the only person that, like, has believed in her ability to do things and, like, believed her about how she's feeling in her heart, etc. I intimately understand that relationship and dynamic, and I think that the way that Seanan writes it is really nice as somebody with a heart condition. I don't know, the way that they interact as someone who genuinely, like, a lot of the time people who are chronically ill don't have the benefit of a really fantastic caretaker who genuinely loves and takes care of them, and I've been really blessed to, one, have that relationship presented to me because my mother is chronically ill and my father has always been a really good caretaker and never, like, taken advantage of the fact that she needed care, never gaslit her or was mean to her about needing the care. And then two, I'm really, really lucky because I'm in that dynamic because I had it presented to me and what it looks like in a healthy way. And so Aiden and I, like, I got all my diagnoses while we were together, but it's still, like, he knew what he was getting into when we got together because I was already having chronic migraines and stuff when we got together, and I'd already been passing out since I was, like, a little kid from the heart stuff. So he knew what he was getting into. And he's always, like, done a really great job of taking care of me and never making me feel like shit for, like, suddenly having to sit down in the middle of an aisle at Walgreens because my heart rate is doing weird stuff, or, like, suddenly needing to lay down or suddenly needing to cancel plans or whatever. And he's always been there for me and cared for me, and now this is sort of a flip where Melanie is having to care for Harry a little bit, and she's just like, you promised me that you'd always be here for me, so, like, you need to come back because he gets too deep into the summer. I have no way of explaining that if you haven't read this book. And the dynamic of the person who needs to be cared for reassuring the caretaker it's written really well. Having been in that position, it's written really well. I think Seanan represents that in a fantastic way. Obviously, my heart condition is not going to kill me like it is for Melanie, but I just think that this book makes me more emotional than Middle Game did because of that dynamic so specifically. So anyway, I'm gonna continue reading. So I finished Seasonal Fears. Just as good as always. Nobody is surprised. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. Editing me will put the time and stuff where it needs to go. This was the 4th time I've read Seasonal Fears, so obviously I really enjoyed it. I finished it in about 2 hours and 15 minutes per my tracker over here, but again, editing me will put it somewhere here. I'm gonna start Under the Smoke-Strewn Sky. I actually have already started it a little bit, but I don't think that it counts yet because I haven't really started it. I just like had a little bit of time between 2 meetings. Since stumbling up from their world into the up and under, Avery and Zib have walked the improbable road across forests, seas, and skies, finding friends in the unlikeliest of places and enemies great in number, as they make their way towards the impossible city in the hope of finding their way home. But the final part of their journey is filled with danger and demise. Not everyone will make it through unscathed, and not everyone will make it through alive. This is the last book in the Up and Under series, so stressful, very stressful. The cover is gorgeous, by the way, but very stressful. Excited to read it, but you know, I haven't stamped it, I don't think. And this was a gift from a viewer, so thank you, Hope. We're starting that now. I expect to finish it today. I'm gonna do like a mix of audio and physically reading it. We will see how that goes, but that is my plan. It's a 4-hour audiobook, and pages wise is not a lot of pages, 193, so very manageable, very manageable. So we're gonna get started on that. Okay, thanks, bye. So I have finished Under the Smoke-Strewn Sky, and it was really good. It was really, I'm feeling a lot of feelings about it. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of things about it. It was really good. You find out who the Crow Girl is. You see what happens with Avery and Zib. You see what lessons need to be learned. It was a very emotional end to the story that I didn't expect from essentially a kid's book. I mean, I did, because I knew it was the end and I knew it was going to be emotional, but still I was surprised just because of how much I didn't like love the book before this one. So yeah, I have officially finished this. It was really good. This is not a great update. I recognize that. A great update would be me telling you more details about why this book was really good and jarring and why I'm being like this. Yeah, 5-star read though, 5-star read. I think I'm gonna start Tidal Creatures in a little bit. I've got some work that I need to do, and then I'm gonna start Tidal Creatures, I think. I've got the time, so I may as well. But yeah, so that's book 6 out of the 7, and I started this on Wednesday, so I am right on time. I think on Wednesday, right? When did I start this? Yeah, on Wednesday, so right on time. I'm gonna go. I'm feeling a lot of things. Bye. Hello. I started Tidal Creatures yesterday. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I did. Did I read what Tidal Creatures is about? No, I definitely didn't. So here you go, for those of you that want summaries. Cover, she's beautiful. All across the world, people look up at the moon and dream of gods. Gods of knowledge and wisdom, gods of ties and longevity. Over time, some of these moon gods incarnated into the human world alongside the other manifest natural concepts. Their job is to cross the sky above the impossible city, the heart of all creation, to keep it connected to reality, and someone is killing them. There are so many of them that it's easy for a few disappearances to slip through the cracks, but they aren't limitless. In the name of the moon, Sailor Moon, the lunar divinities must uncover the roots of the plot and thwart the true goal of those behind these attacks, control of the impossible city itself. I'm enjoying it. I'm 78-ish pages in, and I am really enjoying it. I haven't, like, it hasn't fully sunk its teeth in me yet, but I am enjoying it. Like, don't get me wrong. But like, I don't know if you can tell. Focus on this, not me. It's not gonna focus. Not as many highlights as there are for like Middle Game and Seasonal Fears, but I think the highlights for Middle Game and Seasonal Fears kind of happened throughout each reread rather than just like through one singular read. So we will see. I am up really early, so I have some time to start reading it. So I think I'm going to do that while I do some edits, and yeah, I will give you guys my update then. Okay, bye. Hello. Okay, update. I'm about 50% in, and I'm seated. I'm considerably more interested than I was before. There's an increase in highlights. It won't focus. I don't know why. But you can see still the coloring, right? You can see where things have gotten clearly more intensely highlighted. Anywho, I am really enjoying it now. 50% in. I think what I'm liking about this one, outside of like the other books, not that I don't like the other books because I fucking love them, and we know that, and I have talked about it. I think what I like about it is this time everyone knows who alchemists are. Everyone knows about the Alchemical Congress. Like, all of the important characters, obviously not everyone, but all of the important characters know who that is, what that means for them, etc. And we don't have to go through like seeing everybody have all of this explained to them again for the millionth time. Because I think if I had to listen to it for another book, I would have been over it. I think I would have been over it. But I'm enjoying it a lot. I think the moon constructs are interesting, and that dynamic is interesting. What's fun is, for some reason, I actually know a good bit about moon deities. I don't know why I know this information, but I do. What's fun is that I recognize some of the deities that are being mentioned here, and I think that that's neat. Like I said, I think I'm about an hour and a half in, and yeah, I think I'm gonna have a good time reading the rest of this. I was only supposed to get 50% into it today, but because I have the audiobook and am alternating between reading and listening, I think I'm just going to continue reading while I do some work. I think that is the plan. So I will check in with you guys in a bit once I've done a little bit more reading. Once again, I'm truly seated, obsessed. Yeah, I will check back in later. Wi-Fi is down statewide for my provider, so that's cool. Love that. I guess I really have nothing else to do today. I didn't need to do work. I simply need to read. I am over 75% in. Oops, my bad. But how long have I been reading? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. That doesn't require Wi-Fi because I literally have nothing else to do. I've been reading for 2 hours and 24 minutes. I have a little bit less than 100 pages left. We have Betrayal. We have Double Agents. We have Secrets from the 1920s, which is kind of crazy. We have Roger possibly romancing the moon? The moon? Anyway, one of the moons. One of them. Yeah. Want me to explain that to you? Too bad. Read the books. Read the books. We have a Percy Jackson reference. We have a reference to Artemis being gay, which we already knew. But Shannon agrees with that sentiment, so. Yeah, anyway, I guess I'm gonna finish reading while I wait for my internet to come back up because I have nothing else to do. That's not true. I am also working on documentation for work, but I am going to run out of that, and then I will continue reading, so. Cool. Alright, I have a feeling we're gonna get to close this video out today, which would be great, because it's already a really long video. thank you guys for watching how long these are, because there's a lot of me rambling about books, which I think is kind of my whole channel. Anyway, I'm gonna get weird if I keep talking. I'm gonna go so I can finish reading, I guess. Well, do work and then read. Okay, so I was right, and I get to close out the video here. I get to talk about my favorite books. And I do mean my favorite books, because I just finished this one, and it was incredible. Title, Creatures was incredible. I can't even like rank them and tell you which one of the three in the Alchemical Journeys is my favorite. Like I can with the Up and Under, like I can tell you which one of those is my favorite. I can rank them out and tell you. I think the most recent one actually is now my favorite, and then probably Along the Saltway Sea, Over the Woodward Wall, and then Into the Wind-Tracked Wilds, in that order of like preference. I couldn't tell you which of the three Alchemical Journeys, like I couldn't rank them, because they're such different stories that intermingle in such a really beautiful way that it's really incredible. I will say Title, Creatures is probably the first one that I've read that I genuinely feel like if you haven't read the first two books, then you definitely can't read it. Seasonal Fears and Middle Game both felt like books that kind of could stand on their own. Like Seasonal Fears, you would benefit from having read Middle Game a lot, but you could have read it on its own and been okay. You could not read Title, Creatures. But it took me 3 hours to read it. It was incredible. It was super, super good. I'm probably going to read it again a few more times, just like I have all of the others. I know my husband wants to read it when he gets home, so there's a strong chance that I read it again then. And yeah, it was just incredible. The way that Seanan writes so many different concepts and so many different character types, and how like blatantly different they are and likable they are, and like the bad guys are clearly like they're bad guys and you don't like them. And the conversation around self-ownership and self-identity is kind of threaded throughout all of these books, and it's really, really, really apparent in this last one, and it's really good. It was just really incredible. So yeah, I read 7 books in 6 days instead of 7 books in 7 days. I did read 7 books in 6 days. I'm still going to call it 7 books in 7 days though. This was fun. It was a lot of fun to hyper-focus on my favorite books and to get to re-experience those worlds again. I don't know what I'm going to read next time for the next one of these. I don't know, maybe I'll do the Shadowhunters or something. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to read for the next one of these. I have to really plan these out. Like, they have to be really, really well planned. And this one almost didn't get done in the way that I wanted it to. So, but if you enjoyed watching a video where I talk about just one specific series of books, and there is a series of books that you think I should do that with, please let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you enjoyed this video. I post videos every Tuesdays and Thursday except for the first full week of the month, where I take a break, either vlogging or sit-down video, depends. So yeah, I will see you guys later this week, basically, is what that means. Don't forget to take your meds, drink your water, and do something today to take care of yourselves. And also you should read both of these series by Seanan McGuire, because they are just truly jaw-droppingly incredible. Incredible books. Alright. Thanks for watching. Bye.